So it gets tricky. One of the other things that I've run into in my experiences is, and I was guilty of this for a while. I was trying to over direct. I was trying to force the hair extensions to lay in the direction that I wanted them to lay in, not
Mm,
respecting natural fall. So I would be applying them correctly. I would be applying them nice and parallel with the floor and everything, but I'd be putting them on weird angles all the time. And it didn't matter if it was I learned my lesson the worst way from doing it with bonds. Tape-ins was a little more forgiving slightly. Wefts were
yeah.
a little bit more forgiving slightly. But I've come to grips, I've come to terms with understanding that be creative with your placement pattern. Don't try to be creative with the angles when you're trying to put them in. They need to go in with natural fall. They need to go in a very specific way.
And
They
you say
grow a
natural
specific
fall,
way.
not natural growth pattern. That's a good point
No, no,
because
not natural growth. Yeah.
yeah, I can't tell. You can kind of tell with the even with the little pricklies on this head. Most of these mannequins, they when they implant the hair, it kind of jets back a little bit on one side, and clients will get to that section and ask, "Should I go with the way the hair is growing?" No, because that's something I made a mistake with too. You would think you would go with the way the hair is growing, but you know what you're doing? You're taking short hair and adding more weight. And where does weight go? It
Straight
goes
down.
from
Yep.
here to here. Weight pulls the where the gravity is, and so it's going to pull straight down to your feet. Now, the other thing you got to think of is what is the client doing? Because so often while you're putting the extensions in, they're either like this or like this on the
Yeah.
phone. And so natural fall is not natural fall when they look straight forward. So I did learn to look the position of the head, and if they're looking down while I'm doing it, well, I'm trying to follow the ear and the neckline, so that way when they look up, it is actually hanging down, or
Yeah.
lift their head up. I started in the days but when cell phones were not as popular. Now everybody's staring at their phone all the time, so they're always looking down in their lap, and you got to kind of lift that head up a little bit to find the angle, put a couple in, and then let them get on their phone and just continue to follow that.